What's going on, guys? Felwinters here, bringing you another Destiny 2 video. Today's video is going to be tackling all the new armor mods as well as weapon perks that are in Season of the Deep. Starting out, we have Elemental Charge. This is a new leg armor mod. It costs 3 energy, and it reads, collecting a Fire Sprite, Ionic Trace, Stasis Shard, or Void Breach, or destroying a Strand Tangle has an escalating chance to give you Armor Charge. Now, I was curious to see how many of these things it would take. It takes 2 picked up Fire Sprites, Ionic Traces, Void Breaches, or 2 destroyed Strand Tangles to get you the Armor Charge. Keep in mind with the Strand Tangles, you do need to shoot them. You can't throw them. That will not count for this perk. For Stasis Shards, though, you actually need 4 shards to generate 1 Armor Charge. I think this mod could be good in high-level content where you can't guarantee consistent orb generation, but you can lean into a build that allows you to create these elemental pickups. Also in PvP, this thing can be used with Stasis Shards to give you a quick armor surge on your legs to give your weapons a damage buff. I don't believe that is intended. It's probably going to get nerfed. Either way, I think this is a good mod. It was definitely missing when we went to the new mod system, and I'm glad it's here now. Next up, we have Powerful Attraction. This is supposed to be replacing Seeking Wells back in the old system. What this will allow you to do is whenever you pop a class ability, any orb of power that is within 15 meters of you will be instantly picked up. This gives you obviously a quick chunk of super energy. This will work with any mods on your boots that synergize with picking up orbs. This also has a synergistic effect in Gambit where it'll allow you to pick up all the motes within 15 meters. Which is a pretty cool synergy here. This is definitely a good mod for your class item if you're not already running Bomber or Outreach for an ability-based build. I think this just gives an extra bit of consistency with getting those orbs, getting those armor charges, and fueling your build for later. For the weapon perks, we have the new Collective Action perk. So this is going to allow us, in the same vein as Elemental Charge, picking up those elemental pickups like Fire Sprites, Void Breaches, Ionic Traces is actually going to give us a 20% damage buff for 7 seconds. A quick thing to note here is that you don't actually need to match the subclass you're on with the element that you are picking up. So this means that even if you're on a Void subclass and you pick up a Fire Sprite, if you have this perk, you're going to get that 20% damage buff. It does not refresh if you pick up another elemental pickup before the timer runs out, so keep that in mind. Still, I think this is a pretty good versatile perk, a good damage buff. The 7 seconds is a good duration on this, and it will be chainable in most builds that can take advantage of generating these elemental pickups. One more note is that on Strand, this one actually, unlike Elemental Charge, you need to throw the Tangles to get the benefit, not shoot them. So there's a little bit of counter synergy going on there. Next up, we have the new perk Controlled Burst. This can be found on our fusion rifles. Landing every shot in a burst grants this weapon increased damage and reduced charge time for a short duration. The great thing about this perk is obviously if you can land all the shots, it will refresh itself. The damage increase is 20%, which is good. This can be used for both single target, and then also you can use it for AoE to just mow through things. A good pairing with Controlled Burst is just going to be rewind rounds, so that way you can just keep firing, whether at a single target or a group of adds, and just mow through everything with the extra damage provided by that Controlled Burst. The increase to charge time is not super dramatic, but it is still noticeable. That being said, I think this perk is going to be excellent whenever it winds up on a rapid fire frame fusion rifle, pumping the damage up even further than, say, Vorpal. Next up, we have the new Discord perk, which reads that final blows with another weapon grant this weapon increased speed for aiming down sights, accuracy, and airborne effectiveness for a short time. When Discord is active, final blows refund ammo. Now, this is a PvP perk for the most part. It works in the same way that Harmony or Cascade Point does, and it will be a very good perk to pair with those things, where you want to actually get a kill with your secondary weapon to get massive buffs to your primary weapon in this case. This perk functions in the same way that Tunnel Vision does for Kill Clip or Heating Up does for Rampage. The buffs to aim down sight speed, accuracy, and airborne effectiveness are all pretty good, and they will make your weapon a lot easier to get kills with after that initial final blow with another weapon. Lastly is the ammo regeneration. Now, to be noted here, this is not like Subsistence where you only get a partial bit of ammo back. This will completely refill your magazine. So this is where the maybe somewhat PvE utility comes in, but truly I think this is a Crucible perk through and through. Definitely a good one to pair again with Harmony or Cascade Point. Look for a roll on a weapon that has both, and you're going to be doing really, really well for yourself. Next up, we have Bipod, which is probably the most disappointing perk of the season. So let's go over all the good things and then all of the bad. So first off, this gives you 2 rockets in the magazine at base. This does synergize with things like autoloading or demolitionist to get you those rockets back in. So after a grenade, you will get 2 rockets. After you stow the weapon, you'll get 2 rockets. It synergizes with reconstruction to get you up to 4 rockets. So that's pretty good. It also gives you the maximum amount of reserves you can hold and then overcaps that. So for example, the Apex Predator at base holds 7 rockets. With bipod, it'll actually hold 14 rockets. So that's pretty good. The next thing that's going to do is minus your blast radius by 30. That sounds bad on paper. It is bad for ad clear, but with impact casing, the lower your blast radius, the more damage your impact does. So in theory, that'd be pretty good. Next thing, it hurts your reload speed by 25, which again, you could work around this with some solar loaders and lunafaction boots. You could probably play through all of that and come out on the other side with this is a good perk until the last caveat of bipod, which is a 40% damage nerf to your rockets. I did do a quick test with this. This does impact Wolfpack rounds as well. So this perk is completely dead on arrival. There is no synergy that I can see with this thing. It's not good for a DPS rotation. It's not good on either of the rockets that have it. Maybe on a breach loading blinding GL later on, maybe next season or later, if we get a double grenade launching blinding GL, that could work. But for a rocket that is supposed to be our damage weapon, this is a terrible perk. Stay away from it at all costs. For the next perk, unfortunately, I don't actually have this one to test, but it is ED Current. Temporarily increases reload speed after sprinting. This effect is improved when you're amplified. This is supposed to be a pairing perk with Volt Shot, clearly. But unfortunately, there's just other better reload perks. You have Feeding Frenzy, Threat Detector, Outlaw, Rapid Hit, Compulsive Reloader. Take your pick. There's plenty of different reload perks that are less conditional than this one that do the job just as well, if not better, and just about every single Volt Shot weapon has a good reload perk to pair. I think this is a cool niche perk at best, but definitely not something that's super exciting. Lastly, unfortunately, I also don't have this one either, but it is the Invisible Hand. This perk states that repeatedly missing targets increases this weapon's stability for a short time. This buff lasts for a short duration after a target is hit. So the idea here is that you want to, I guess, just waste ammo, shoot a little bit, and then get the stability buff for your next gunfight. The issue with this is that, once again, just like with ED Current, there are better stability producing perks. You have Dynamic Sway Reduction, you have Zen Moment, you have Rapid Hit, and you have Tap the Trigger that do this for free and probably do it better and more consistently. I think this perk is going to be a very bottom tier perk for any weapon that it's on. And with all that out of the way, that's all the new armor mods and weapon perks that are available this season. I hope you guys liked the quick, informative breakdown. Get out there, get those god rolls. This is Felwinter signing out, and I will catch you guys in the next video.